Welcome to Monday's Market Outlook here at Top Gun Options, or TGO. My name is Matthew Buckley. My call sign is Wiz, and what an action-packed week we have ahead of us, folks, as if last week wasn't action-packed enough. We have a lot going on. Just sent out an urgent alert via text, and I sent out a video over the weekend on a bearish double vertical on volatility using VXX. It's a good proxy for volatility. We're going to be talking about all this stuff, folks, especially starting at 8 o'clock tonight, because this week kicks off our industry-leading full throttle week. All you need to do is head to go.topgunoptions.com/joinft. That means join full throttle. Tonight, we're going to start with a welcome aboard brief at 8 o'clock. That's 2000 for you non-military types or military types. And the flight schedule for everything that we're going to do this week is listed on this page. And just for registering, I'm going to throw in our $45 options pocket checklist and our proprietary trade plan that's worth $55. So, hell, for a nice bottle of wine here, folks, you're getting for free to attend our full throttle week. I open the doors to our trading and training squadron so you can peek in at what we do here at TGO, and it's going to be awesome. Really, really looking forward to this full throttle week because we have a lot going on. Let's recap real quickly what happened last week, because that's going to portend a lot this week. Thursday was just an absolutely triple wham volatility day. We had Putin come out with a, essentially a Hunt for Red October speech out of the blue, saying, hey, I created some cool new weapons that can get through U.S. air defenses and kill all of us. So that kind of smacked us right in the face. Jerome Powell had 2 days of testimony. He's the new Fed commanding officer. He was dovish and hawkish. It just depended on which day he testified. So he tried to clean up some damage he did on Wednesday, which hit us on Thursday. And then obviously, unless you're on the other side of the moon, the president came out with a tariff, essentially what the media's going apeshit about, a trade war. And that also happened on Thursday. So as you can see, last week was incredibly volatile. But what did I predict? I said, hey, folks, again, this is not the Fred Sanford. This isn't the clutching our chest. This is the big one. Just like I predicted, this was not the big one, right? This was the short volatility trade. All the clowns running around in front of the steamroller, picking up dimes with their capes on, thinking they were Superman and women, and they all got run over. This was not the big one. And matter of fact, this is why I sent out a text alert this morning to short volatility, because the market's recovering nicely here. As I said, and I believe I posted this on our Top Gun Options page, you have got to watch the Thursday interview from the former Nucor CEO Dan D'Amico. He said this trade war is completely justified, that the cost of an average case of beer would go up 0.6 of a penny. Oh my God, that's going to wipe out all the tax cuts. To hear the Democrats froth at the mouth about this trade war, here's what's even funnier to see the politics of this. The head union, the biggest union in this country, besides the government union, the AFL-CIO, loves it. So all these blue collar, steel, aluminum kind of Reagan Democrats absolutely love this. So to see Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer go into convulsions about this and not know how to deal with it is awesome. Trump is not your typical type of Republican, man, and I think this is awesome. First of all, you got to agree with the guy. For decades, decade after decade, we've been on the receiving end of a bad deal. If you know anything about business, folks, you know that the best deal is what? A win-win. It ain't a win-lose, and as he said, we've been getting our ass kicked by China. He said when I visited President Xi Jinping, I said, hey man, congrats. I don't hold this against you. If you can negotiate an incredible trade deal that favors you against us, God love you. But those were the previous skippers, and they were all clowns, and I agree with them. Now it's time to level the playing field. So if you don't agree with leveling the playing field and being on the bad end of deals and it impacting our economy, knock yourself out. This actually, in the end run, folks, is going to be bullish. It's bullish for a lot of workers in this country, and it sends the message to the world that we're sick of getting our teeth kicked in with trade. Well, Wiz, oh my God, the nuclear option in this potential global trade war would be they dump U.S. treasuries. There's no chance on God's green earth that that's going to happen. So he shot a big shot across the bow, and over the weekend, as this has settled in, we got a bunch of Nerf bullets coming back our way. It's stupid. It's not going to happen. So this is looking good. So we have a huge week ahead, though. We got an ECB meeting on Thursday where Mario Draghi is expected to maybe start tapering a little bit, right? He was kind of flying for formation with Ben Bernanke, right? They had a lot of quantitative easing, still do in Europe, and now it might be time to take the punch bowl away. So are we going to see Europe start going through some convulsions, kind of like we did when I called it the taper tantrums, right? Remember our old Fed chief, Ben Bernanke, saying, hey, I think it might be time to say last call, and the market went bananas. But once the market realizes that they're pulling away the punch bowl because, or the safety net because they think the market's okay, it's kind of bullish there. We also have a Bank of Japan meeting, and Kuroda last week kind of mentioned the same thing. I think he is talking about taking the punch bowl away over there, and obviously the Nikkei went crazy. The biggest thing on our flight schedule this week, besides all of our full throttle events, and folks, remember to register. Even if you can't attend all these briefs, everything is recorded and it's going to be put on a replay page. So make sure you sign up anyway. But the biggest thing on our flight schedule is Fridays, non-farm payroll. Remember, a lot of this volatility this was a short vol trade, but also we had some inflation numbers and a jobs report that kind of freaked the market out. Remember, I call it bizarro market. Good news is good news, bad news is good news, and awful news is great news. So this was kind of a, wow, things are really good. We have to freak out because interest rates might go up. If you think that people are going to be fleeing into treasuries or running to a bank to open a CD over being in this market, again, you need to attend full throttle training because you don't know what's going on. But right now, stocks kind of slipped at the open amid those trade concerns, but we're actually up right now. The Dow's up, the S&P's up, and look at volatility. Look at the VIX here. Here's the short vol trade. Everybody, hey, the world's going to end. No, it's not. Maybe it will. Last week, oh, yes, it is. And no, it's not. Look at this sine wave. Anybody see a trend here? The trend is down. As I've predicted, volatility is going to come in. Once something, remember, whenever you see the word volatility, think uncertainty. Just put that, cut, paste the word uncertainty in there for volatility, right? So once something is known, it's known. Putin ain't going to come out again today and say, did you not hear my speech again or last week? Let me do it again. Jerome Powell is probably this week going to try and, or the Fed at least, is going to bat cleanup for the volatility they caused last week. And remember this, the Fed don't mind taking a little bit of froth out of the market every now and then. Remember a couple years ago, Janet Yellen, the last Fed chairwoman, one of her press conferences, she talked about like how biotechs were overvalued. I remember laughing hysterically. I'm like, what is she, a hedge fund manager now? That's not even anywhere close to what she should be talking about. But it just goes to show you that the Fed is watching this stuff. So uncertainty is going to come in. And I sent out a trade alert today getting bearish on VXX, a bearish double vertical, good proxy for the VIX. So there's the freak out. There's us coming in, a little bit more of a freak out. Here's last week's freak out, and then here's me getting short on volatility. I think VXX comes in, and this bearish double vertical in, a week and a half could potentially make about $4,500 on about, I think it's about $5,000 in risk. So on known risk, you could potentially bring in about $4,500. So if you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, a bearish double vertical or risk or any of this stuff, please register, and we're going to have a great week because volatility is back, folks. This is great. This is, years ago when the Fed got involved in capitalism, it's like the Pope coming out and telling Catholics that hell doesn't exist. Everybody went, bad shit in the market here. Now it feels like the market's waking up to a little bit of a fact that hell does exist. Volatility can spike. Markets can go down. Companies should be able to fail. The biggest mistake the Fed ever did, and also George Bush initially, was getting involved in capitalism, man. Bear Stearns, Lehman Brothers. What happened to them was exactly what should have happened. And then we started stepping in and bailing out AIG and all that crap. Shouldn't happen, folks, and hopefully that never happens again. And remember, folks, if or when the market does have the Fred Sanford, it's going to be hard to get out, man. There's not going to be a lot of liquidity, so you have to know how to hedge. And I'm going to teach about volatility trading all sorts of days this week. I'm going to tell you all sorts of topics this week. I'm going to tell you why I think the FANG's days are numbered. I would be out of every FANG. I don't think Amazon's a FANG. It's its own Death Star. Amazon's the only, I'd say, former tech company you should be in. It's over for a lot of these silicon. The shine is off the apple with these folks. Zuckerberg is a village idiot now. They're all involved in politics. Twitter is shadow banning people. YouTube pulled like a ton of conservative channels. I'd be out of the FANGs, folks. Facebook's been dead money. Let's take a look at Facebook, for example. Take a look at Facebook for the past 6 months. Nada. So there was Facebook 6 months ago. Here's Facebook now. You like making about $2. Take a look at Amazon, the return on Amazon in the same time frame. There's what, 1120 all the way up to north of 1500. Holy crap! There's duh. Just look at the chart and then the percentage gain as well. So good stuff. Actually, I'm going a little bit long here. We're going to head back up to this 50-day, folks. I predicted this as we were climbing out of this no man's land here. I said for about a week and a half to 2 weeks, we're going to chop around the 50-day moving average. And we did. And now I think we're going to get back up to this 50-day moving average and do the same thing. We're going to see this all year, folks. Net, the direction's going to be up, but we're going to see these convulsions every once in a while because the market is scared that we're overvalued, that, you know, PE is overvalued. I got to be honest with you, it ain't. We're probably at fair value, but with the Trump tax reform here, share buybacks, companies buying back their own stock shares is going to drive stocks even higher. So I'm in Eeyore, folks. As a Hornet pilot or an options trader, I'm always looking for how I'm going to get killed, wiped out. I literally Eeyore. It's a beautiful day down here in South Florida. Yeah, it might rain. That's me. And if this looks good, I think it looks really good, okay? We had a historic 2017 here at TGO, and the first 2 months of this year, we've been having a blast and making and seeing a lot of profits here. If this looks crazy to you or you did not have fun trading this, you're doing it wrong, and you need to be at least sign up for the Full Throttle week and see how we do things here, okay? So head to go.topgunoptions.com/joinft now, grab your slot, and I'll see many of you tonight at 8 p.m. Fights on.